Okay, say good morning children. So already we started a chapter called fiber to fabric. Fiber to fabric. Okay. So here we are studying about obtaining two important things from anchor. One is we already studied. One more is silk. Okay. So in wool there are different processes. Okay. Like source scoring is there, then sorting is there, uh, again converting the dyeing is there, forming getting a thread, converting that thread into fiber and fabric. Okay, so there is a process called sorting here. Actually sorting is what? There is separate different varieties of wool with which are different textures. Okay, so these people when they are sorting, it's very tough task because so much wool will be there. From there they have to check it and separate the what quality, different quality depending on the textures. So when they are separating, there is one bacterium called anthrax, because that bacteria, if it is there in that, during that sorting process, if they get that anthrax unknowingly, that bacterium may lead to fatal disease or fatal death only. It will lead to death also, because this is so much it will lead to even blood disease called Harvard disease. It will end up the blood also. Okay. So earlier this was, now actually now the texture is the sorting process, now it has become little mechanical. Most of the industries are machines working with people working on machines, so that it may be easier. But still this sorting causes a disease called Harvard diseases, which has a bacterium called anthrax, and this anthrax may lead to blood disease. This is the blood disease called Harvard disease, and may lead to death also. Okay. This is about wool and all disadvantages of sorting. Then coming to silk. So from where do we get the silk? Okay. So almost all Karnataka, the main place, the important place in manufacture of silk, obtaining silk is Ramnagar. Okay. Ramnagar. And I think you know there is a brand called Mysore Silk Sarees. Okay, so those all are prepared. Those are obtained from this what silk obtained from a place called Ramnagar. It's a district now. Now it is a district. Okay. Then how the silk is obtained? How the silk we get? See, the rearing of silkworm for the sake of getting silk is called sericulture. It's called sericulture. Okay. So before going to directly know how the silk is obtained, so we should study the life history of silk moth. What is the life history of silk moth? Okay. See, this silk moth will undergo different stages. Okay. First they will lay the eggs. So these all what? Silk moth will lay the eggs. So the eggs are converted to pupa. Okay. They form. So eggs converted to silkworm. Eggs are converted to silkworm, or we also call caterpillars. We also call caterpillars. Okay. So this silkworm or caterpillar convert into pupa. Okay, so this pupa will go to one different stage called its own stage, and after it forms like a structure called cocoon. Okay, forms a structure called cocoon. Then afterwards this becomes what? From cocoon we will get the silk thread or silk yarn. From silk cocoon we will get the silk thread or silk yarn. And again, this is again what we do. They go for different coloring and all. They give different colors. Okay, this is stage. Okay, then we will study stage by stage what happens actually. So this eggs, okay, are converted into silkworm. Okay, so silkworm, I think eggs is simple like this. These are eggs. Okay, or caterpillar or silk moth. Okay, I think you may be knowing that like green color small moth, small size structure will be there like this. Okay, these are, it looks like moth, small legs will be there. Okay. So this is green color. It will be green color. Okay, this is called caterpillar. Okay, so this is called silkworm. Okay, so what means here, it will start moving with its heads up and down, up and down. It starts moving. It starts moving. So when it is moving, what happens here? It moves in direction like eight. Eight like this eight. Here, eight. How? Eight. Again eight. Again eight. Again eight. Again eight. So this becomes a round-like structure. So this round-like structure, here the silk moth, this caterpillar of moth is inside it, and it forms a cover like this. So this cover is made up of uh, protein. This cover is made up of a protein. Okay, and this protects itself. This moth, silkworm makes, or caterpillar makes its cover, protect itself, and afterwards when it becomes a round-like structure, because when these all are exposed, when it is exposed to air, this head becomes hard in nature. Becomes hard in nature, and due to that hardness, the moth can assume only, but it is inside it is moth, outside there are small threads will be there. So this thread, so whatever you see, this process here, this process is called cocoon. This whatever formation here, this is called cocoon. So these cocoons are taken and what? They exposed to sunlight or heat and temperature. From that cocoons, they will remove threads like structure called silk fibers. Okay. Here again, silk fibers we have nearly three types. Maybe one is coarse silk, smooth silk, shiny silk. Okay. So again, there are many varieties of Tata silk. Okay. There are Congo silk, different three types of silks are there. So based on the texture, based on the silk, these three are very important, because little rough, little smooth, little shiny. All these varieties are available in the silk market. But there is one more silk called mulberry silk. Mulberry silk, which is important. Mostly India we have mulberry silk, and this silk is soft in nature, elastic in nature, and can be colored with different varieties of color we can give for this mulberry silk. Okay, so this is simple process where, see, actually what happens, I told, first it lays eggs, then it converts into silkworm or caterpillar, and it winds like this, and it forms a layer of protein, and when it get exposed to air, that becomes hard, and these are again exposed to temperature. Due to temperature again, they are woven into, they are separated into threads. Okay, this is one way. So this industry of silk is important because most of the women in India are going for this kind of sericulture. This is self-help group. There is a good word in women's self-help group. So most of the women in our country, they are doing this business. Okay. So first they look for rearing silk, silk moth, and again looking after that and reeling it. These are three processes they are doing, and after they will do. So that's why India stands. China is the first in silk industry, but India stands next to China, and we are large exporter of silk also, because that's why I told, the costliest cloth which you wear is silk. because different varieties of silk are available. So all of them are very important. Now, how we get fiber from silk? Silk to fiber. Okay. See, first the female silk moth will lay the eggs. It lays near hundreds of thousands of eggs. Okay. So first it lays the eggs. So when it lays the eggs, what they'll do? No, they'll take a paper, sheet of paper. All the eggs are here. All the eggs are laid in this what? Sheet of closer to the paper. Okay. Correct. So there are many hundreds of thousands of eggs also there. And these eggs they convert into caterpillar or silk. Huh? Million. But what is only we can't take paper and put them. What we need, human is what we need for growth, for development of our body. We need food. Okay. So for these caterpillars also, they are eating food. So before these eggs, eggs when they often eggs are not stored, they rear them. These farmers will take the eggs and store in what? Humid, okay, humid temperature or with the suitable temperature and suitable temperature and where there is hygienic condition. There should be hygienic condition. So they will farmers will take the eggs and store in a particular place which has proper temperature, proper humidity and hygienic condition, clean condition. So these all are kept here. So these silk moths need food because they want to grow. They want to grow in large number. They want to grow in very bigger size. So they need food. What is the food for them? What food is this? They feed mainly on mulberry leaves. Mulberry leaves. So mulberry leaves, because whenever before they start the business, farmers and all, beside nearby them they will be growing mulberry trees, plants, so that the food is given to the silk moth. Okay. So they will take a tray, and on that tray they will transfer the eggs. So the eggs are converted to silk moth or caterpillar or silk moth. They transfer them, and in these trays they put what? Mulberry leaves. Mulberry leaves. So what they do? Mulberry leaves. These mulberry leaves are eaten by caterpillar or silk moth, and they increase in size. The more they eat food, more they increase in size. Immediately for 30 to 25 to 30 days, they increase in size. Their food is more for them. And this they are converted to what? Fuel. Become the toll value. What happens there? They will release a fiber called white color fiber, which is called generally hematopoiesis. So they will rotate themselves and like this, and they form a structure called cocoon. So these cocoons, they are little blown. Okay. So what is actually these very big structure like this. There will be a round structure like this here. Round structure is here. So here they'll take the cocoons and keep here. They keep everywhere. Keep everywhere. In such a way they keep. So here gradually they start growing because they will not, they cannot fall anywhere, they can grow, they form their fibrous structure around them, they get attached to this. They get attached. Then they become very these cocoons, this actually cocoons are from the pupa. So the pupa stays where it forms the structure around that is called cocoon. So the one which is inside is called silk. So that so the food is there on they obtain liquid and convert themselves into this structure. And they start releasing fibers. So these fibers, shiny fiber will be there. So when these are obtained, what they will do? They go for they remove it and then one more process is called boiling. Boiling steam or heating. They are exposed to sunlight. When they are exposed to sunlight, easily they are able to get the fiber. Okay. They will release the fiber and they will go for one more process called reeling. The reeling is the process where we obtain silk fiber or silk fiber in form of like structure where they are fiber. Okay. So that converts reeling means they form a reel like structure. Reels are formed and from afterwards from there it is exported or sometimes they are made in rope by using convection. And again these are these ones and again they are thrown out. Sometimes there is some industry where all cocoons are sent to one more industry. They are able to prepare many other varieties of food material from this. So this is how we convert fiber fabric from silk moth. We are able to get silk which is possible. But see there is a difference here. Silk moth here. There was a princess called empress called Sea Lung. This one said Sea Lung. So she's a empress means see usually what happens she when daily when she was coming for walking sitting in the garden and all. So there were many mulberry trees. Okay. So she told she saw something there is one what this thing is going see full see in the field see with it going. So they go observe that all the leaves are eaten by a small section called okay, what is the doing? Then when she was having tea, that something fall in her pocket. Then when she checked there, she want fibers, white fibers. She removed, she got fibers. She got. Then she ordered to get what is the actually reason behind it. Almost most of the mulberry trees were eaten, were slowly damaged by what that particular moth. So when they checked that, they found that from where they are able to obtain fibers. So they started this work getting fiber and they made clothes also. But China kept this as a secret for many hundreds to thousands to the other years. Then afterwards, when the traders felt when they came to know that some important cloth is in the China, by one route they went and found it. Then they gave the name to that route called Silk Route only. Now also this Silk Route. So where the farmers, the traders went there, they started their business and getting the silk from China. In this way, this was kept for many years. Afterwards, in India also we started our own industry of silk. So this is about your fiber fabric obtained from wool, obtained from one is from wool and one is from silk. So these are both the animal fibers. These both are costlier and these both are health effective. And that's why people should try to even though it's costlier, but it is very light and very smooth in what it has a large industry. Silk industry is very largest industry in our country nowadays because it has demand everywhere. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.